Thank you for joining us today on HXGN TV. I'm your host, Monica Miller-Rogers. The Cartographic and Geological Institute of Catalonia supports efforts related to geodesy, cartography, geophysics, and geology. With the increasing complexity of newer data models and the need to optimize data exploitation, the organization turned to Hexagon Geospatial when it needed to move from a CAD to a GIS model. Here to tell us more about this project is Antonio Margarinos of ICGC and Begoña Verdejos of Hexagon Geospatial. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So Antonio, let's start with you. Could you tell me more about ICGC?
Well, as you mentioned before, the ICGC is the institution on our territory with the mandate of generating the authoritative information regarding the fields of geodesy, cartography, and geological information. This means that we are producing topographic maps, or we are collecting databases for topographic information at different scales, beginning with 1 to 1,000, 1 to 5,000, 1 to 25,000, and so on. And we are also generating orthophoto production at different scales as well. We are producing our geological maps at different scales as well. And of course, we need to update this information continuously. We need to keep up on being competitive with regard to the current, let's say, enterprises which are more focused on services. So that's something we need to continue trying to cope with the user expectations, but also with continuing being an institution focused on authoritative information. And that's why we want to be more effective in trying to produce our data, and that's one of the reasons why we're trying to change our production chains in order to, well, keep up with the current tendencies in terms of cartography production.
Wow, that's certainly a wide and diverse set of tasks that you have to complete there. So, Begoña, can you tell me how Hexagon Geospatial came to work with ICGC?
Well, I'm very proud to say that they are really an old customer. They have just become partners, friends. They develop solutions on our products. They have been with us for so many years, coming from the old times, the GDS times, the analog and analytical stereo plotters, and they have continued migrating and evolving their solutions with us in different areas. I've been more involved in the photogrammetry area, but for sure in remote sensing and data management. They also use several solutions from our product lines. And well, really they are not just, let's say, a traditional customer, because they are very much in contact with the product center, so they do their own developments, and we try to push their efforts also in our products.
So certainly a good working relationship for quite a long history here. Mm-hmm. So Antonio, can you give us some examples of how ICGC has used Hexagon Geospatial solutions in your projects?
Well, it's actually, as Begoña mentioned, our relation begins at the very beginning of the institute. We are an institution with 35 years of history, let's say. We do our own production and development. We are not only an institution in terms of we gather data and distribute the data, we also produce and develop our own products. And therefore, we need to all the time trying to be at the cutting edge technologies in terms of gathering information with remote sensing, with the new sensors that they have, and also with the applications that come along all these technologies for producing the information. So we have been working with Intergraph products at the very beginning, now Hexagon, with the scanners, with the cameras, with the data collecting computer systems that they had. And now we also are very focused on data management, because one of the topics that has been taught here during these ISSG sessions is about the interoperability and all these kind of words. And of course, one of the problems we had in data management is that interoperability needs to be done with a huge amount of data interchange between different departments. And that's one of the problems we had at the very beginning. And one of the projects we started with Begoña was trying to change a little bit our way of manage the data and use the former TerraShare suite, which is a package for sharing information among the different production units on the enterprise. And that was how we are trying to move from that TerraShare solution to the AirDAS Apollo solution. That's one of the projects. The other one, the one you are going to talk about, is about the movement from beginning to capture data in CAD systems and moving to capturing the data in GIS systems and with a continuous and homogeneous database, which is the way the users are expecting to use the data.
Okay.
Yeah, this second project Antonio was talking about is really very aggressive. They are making a lot of efforts because it means they had to change even the data model, the way they organize the data, because it's not normal that they capture data at different scales, as it was said in the introduction, but in 3D. So and with an accuracy that will surprise if you go to their website and check the data. It is so accurate, so precise. So it was not easy to change all the developments they have on top of a CAD system to a GIS. It was a different way of organizing the data, but as soon as they decided to go on that step, when they found that the software was robust enough, stable enough, they began to do developments that really I invite you to check, because they are very effective for the performance, for that productivity, in the productivity point of view. And of course, they have a final product that is, it covers all expectations in terms of interoperability, sharing information, producing services. So really it's very ambitious, but they are on the way, really. They are very, very far on the way. I'm very proud.
So certainly there were some challenges there to go from a CAD to a GIS, but it sounds like you have overcome them spectacularly. And what are the benefits that you're seeing from using these different programs from Hexagon Geospatial?
Well, actually, of course, first of all, we have this long tradition to collaborate with Hexagon, so we know them pretty well. We know what to expect from them when we have some kind of problem. We know they are open to some suggestions, so that's very useful for us, because many times as I mentioned, we have the development team very embedded into the production units, so very often we take the program, like the commercial off-the-shelf program, but we do some tuning, so to speed up some very common functionalities and so on. So that's very often we need to contact the product center and so on, so to make some small changes, some suggestions, so to be able to introduce these changes into the normal products. This has been happening for all products we have been collaborating, the data management, the data compilation systems and so on. So that's one of the benefits that we found, like collaborating with Hexagon, former Intergraph, because this accessibility to the product center and being able to introduce our way of working with those tools.
And where do both of you see these type of solutions taking the industry into the future? And Antonio, if we could start with you on that one.
Well, if we talk about the GIS data compilation solution, I think it's going to help us to move from this model in which we capture the data in a tile base, cutting the data in map sheets, which is, let's say, the old style solution all the mapping agencies have been doing for many years, and most of them still does it. And we need to move to this newer scenario in which we capture the data in a continuous way. because the user does not expect to use the data tile-based. The user just wants to go to a place and find the data continuously over the territory. So we need to move to these kind of solutions, so to just be closer to the user expectations.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the added value is that we don't need data as we used to use it. We need final products. So you need to have solutions that put you in your hands, very easy ways of getting different products: geology, hydrology, just cartography, city modeling. I'm sure they are working on that. Yes. They are very innovative. So this is the way of approaching all this, or spreading your end solutions to other markets that are demanded, really are demanded, and are solutions on the hand for the end customers.
Well, it's certainly an exciting time in the geospatial industry with these type of solutions that are coming forth. I want to thank both of you, Antonio and Begonia. Thank you so much for sharing your insights here with us today. We do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
For more information on the ICGC, please visit icgc.cat. For more information on Hexagon Geospatial, please visit hexagongeospatial.com. And to see more episodes of HXGN TV, tune into hxgntv.com. Thank you so much for watching.